Hello everybody. So this is one of my Anycubic Kobra S1 printers. I ordered the combo when they first came out. So I got the Ace Pro unit. This is the Ace Pro 1. Um, you see here, I got the Ace Pro 2 in the mail today. These are very temperamental. There is, for some reason, Anycubic decided to put just one stepper motor. Well, there's actually two, but one stepper motor is in charge of reeling or feeding in the filament and feeding it back out again. And sometimes it gets between like bays 1 and 3, bays 1 and 4, whatever, and it reels in two filaments at one time, and that causes a lot of clogging issues and a lot of the buffer issues that people are experiencing. I have actually a case open with Anycubic right now for this guy who has that problem bad right now. So they actually shipped me replacement parts for this guy. These are not easy units to tear apart, so I'm kind of dreading it. But there's a YouTuber out there, I believe his name is Swamp Man, did a really excellent. All of his videos are just excellent. He did a really good job at explaining everything and just step by step tear down. So anyway, I am going to upgrade this unit to an Ace Pro 2. And there are many differences between the Ace Pro 1 and Pro 2. The first difference is this has a 2 on it. The second difference is, okay, so a lot of people, they unload and load, well, they don't load like that, but they unload like this. According to Anycubic, that's what causes issues. So these are actually locked, and you can push the little tab in to unlock it, but actually on the printer itself, this has the current firmware version, 2.7.0.9. That's the version you have to be on to be compatible with the Ace Pro 2. But there will be, I guess, some option in the menu to retract your filament. I wish that they would just have a button right below the bay number to retract the filament, because, okay, they say doing this and pulling it out is going to break it. I don't want to do that, because this is an investment, especially if you have like 4 of these units and the printer like a S1 Max or something. So that can be a real investment. So I'm going to be upgrading to the Ace Pro 2. It's not, I looked at the manual. I actually looked at the manual. It's not as easy as just plugging it into what's already there. Maybe it is, but I'm going to actually follow the steps in the manual. It comes with an adapter plate. It comes with a filament hub. It comes with 2 sets of cables. One to plug it into an S1. One to plug it into a Kobra X Kobra X or S1 Max. They are different. But yeah, oh, the differences. So this has a rubber gasket around it, which makes it really annoying to close. And that is for, this has a dehumidifier in it, but there's nothing to vent that humidity. This actually has a vent on the back of it to vent that humidity. It has these little things, which are, they further guide the spool so that, like Ace Pro 1 has problems with cardboard spools. I'm hoping that this does not, because I printed out these little adapters to put around cardboard spools, and I saw another YouTuber who was talking about the Ace Pro 2 and they did not fit on his unit. Another thing is, if you turn this over, there's all the PTFE tubes right there as they drop it. Whereas the Ace Pro 1s, you have to take this unit off, you have to undo 4 screws at the bottom, and then you have to take out this whole caddy cradle, which I guess is not very easy. This unit, the biggest improvement So I was mentioning before, this only has one stepper motor. Technically it has two, I know, but it has one stepper motor that's responsible for taking the filament, letting it out. Each bay has its own stepper unit, stepper motor. So I'm very excited about that. I don't know why they did decide to do that, but cost saving, I'm sure. I'm pretty positive. I do admire the engineering that they did. They have a selector inside of here that supposedly when the stepper motor activates, it only activates that bay. I appreciate the engineering, but leave it to the Germans, okay? Don't just put four stepper motors in there, okay? Um, this also has, since it has four stepper motors, I'm thinking that's the reason why. I've heard this is 40% faster between filament swaps. And I am going to, I have another Kobra here, S1 unit, and it's going to have the original Ace units until we can get another Ace Pro 2. But once I get this working reliably, I am going to compare these two units. I'm going to print the same thing on both units, multicolored, single, I don't know, maybe both, whatever. See which one's actually faster if there's a determinable difference between the two units. So in case you're wondering why the top's off, they're fine. It's just to vent the air because all I print is normally PLA on these, and I don't want any PLA melting in the hot end. That happened on my T1 Pro over there. T1 Pro is if you think this is a nuisance to take the extruder apart, the hot end, you haven't worked on a T1 Pro yet. That took me like an hour to tear down. FL Sun, why did you... Okay, anyway, I'm going to be upgrading this girl. Her name is Sally. We have a Cars theme. Sally, Meaner, Ramon, Flo. My son named him. He loves cars. So I'm going to be upgrading her, and you're coming along for the ride. Okay, so this is the back of Sally. We need the adapter plate, which is right here. Right here. I don't know if you can see it. Right here, here. Okay, and there is a new filament hub. See, different color. That means it's better, right? And there is a 6-pin to 4-pin cable that we need. And I think that is it. I'm also going to replace the PTFE tubes because, yes, they are probably the same, but I don't want to take that chance. They might have a different inner diameter. Who knows? So, okay. Kobra S1. Blah, 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 blah. Secure the adapter plate to the back of the printer with M2.5x6 screws. And hang the circuit. Alrighty then. So M2.5 by 6mm screws. Alright. So wonder why I can't just use those? Oh well. Okay. Ah! Teleport. Okay, so really didn't bring myself my space around here. Ow! My cheap Hobby Lobby screwdriver. If it works, right? Come on. Magnetic tip. Disconnect this guy. Disconnect this guy. Okay. Take the adapter plate out. S1 Max is what it says. Alrighty. Wow. It's even little grooves. It's like they were planning ahead or something. Alright, let's feed these guys in here. Oh, a whole lot of wiggle room in there. Oh, I guess it's fine. Alright, next step. Insert the 6-pin connector. Alright. On the component into the machine port. This guy just nestles right in there. And then we plug this guy into the 6-pin. And then, because Sally lost my page for me, there. Insert one end of the Teflon tubing into the 4-in-1 filament hub, which is this module. This one is called the circuit breaker module. That is a weird name. Doesn't look like a circuit breaker to me. Okay. Insert the other end, and it's the normal setup from here. Okay, except for this guy. One cable has 4 Kobra 3, Kobra 3 Max, S1. The other cable does not have anything. So maybe they're wired differently inside. Oh wait, I see. This one's missing 2 pins, and this one is missing none. So in the 6-pin connector, I'll put pictures so it's easier to see. Oh, you probably can't see there. See, this one has, you probably won't see it anyway. This one has a 6-pin connector, but there's actually 4 wires in there. You can see there's only 4 wires. This one that has the 4 Kobra 3, Kobra 3 Max, and S1 has 6 wires in this end. So I'm guessing this is the one we'll be using. So, man, that's a thick adapter cable, or a thick end on this adapter cable. So that goes into 4. There we go. And like I said before, I am going to be using the new PTFE tubings because just in case there's a larger inner diameter, I don't want any problems if I can help it. Alright. And I'm thinking it's just like the Ace Pro 1 where it doesn't really matter which port what goes into. Unlike like the Kobra X or anything. Because the Ace is what is in charge of feeding the filament into this. So, I'm not really going to keep track. And if it ends up to be nothing like I just said, and it's not working, I will let you know. Clear stuff out of here, and we will hook the S1 back up, and we'll see if it works. Okay, so the S1's all hooked up. The Ace 2 is hooked up. So one thing I did notice is the buffer mechanism is very different. So I'm hoping that will prevent anything from getting stuck in there. And the rocker switch is also different. I use the same power cord because power is power. As long as it's the same gauge, it's fine. So there goes the Ace Pro 2. And don't blow up, don't blow up, don't blow up. Turn this printer on. And we wait. And I realized the build plate does not fit this bed. I bought this before there were really any alternatives available. So we'll see if it recognizes it. Hey, look at that, Ace 1. And do we need to update this at all? Ace information. Yep, we do. Firmware update available. Okay. Well, we'll update that. So the YouTuber I was watching also said that when you plug the Ace Pro 2 into the S1, there must be some memory on board with this, or maybe it came with a firmware update, but all of a sudden you had the option to print a little thing that made this a lot easier to slide back and forth. So, okay, the Ace is on version 1.1.3.1, and the the printer is still on 2.7.0.9, so there's no new update available. Let's enter the print menu. I don't know if it will because, okay, it is. I do not see that handle, but there's like 4 benchies in there. What? Wait a minute. That might. Huh. Okay. What's the difference between the benchies? Anyway, that doesn't matter. Okay, so I only see the stuff that I printed previously and the stuff that comes built into the Ace, unless you decide to delete it. But no, I do not see a little pull adapter. Maybe there is on their Maker, not Maker World, that's Bamboo. Maker Online, I believe that their site is called. Alright, another thing, if we load a spool in here, I'm going to select one that doesn't have a whole lot of filament on it. There we go. Not a lot of filament and a cardboard spool, so a double whammy here. Nip off the end. This was last printed on one of my FL Suns, which they don't care if you have a perfect 90-degree cut. Wow. It doesn't go so smoothly. Let me see if those adapters will work. Oh, I had to get one that is a little bigger than 200 millimeters. I will be right back. Okay, here's a cardboard spool that already has that adapter on it, so we will see if this one will work. Oh, it's about the same, so maybe it wasn't the cardboard. Let's feed this in. It is quieter while feeding in, and it is feeding in faster. That is how to upgrade your S1. You have to make sure it's on the current firmware, the 2.7 point blah 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 whatever. Yeah, right there. have to make sure it's that or above. Yeah, see, here's all the local files. I guess I do have one of the paper, uh, those thingies. Um, you know what? Let's print out a Benchy. Let's print out a Benchy. Sure, auto level is good. And, yeah. Okay, I'll be back with how it turns out. All right, I am back. It's done with the Benchy. According to the file, it would take 15 minutes. This took 17, so right on par with setup and all that stuff. But I mean, it's a Benchy. This is one they curated themselves, so their own slicer settings, and I don't know. This isn't really a quality test. It's just I was just seeing if it would affect speed, but since this is a single extrusion print, I really didn't expect anything. Multi extrusions where I'm hoping to see a speed difference because I think with the Ace Pro ones, each filament change was like 2.5 minutes, 2 and 3/4 minutes, something like that. So I'm hoping to see a lot faster times than that. So I will test it out in a future video. Thank you. Bye, guys.